Hey everybody, it's Brian from Pie Records. I'm here with Dusty Watson. I think he's played drums in just about every surf band. I've watched a lot of his videos. How you doing, Dusty?
I'm doing really good, man. Thanks for the invitation. It's good to hang out with you.
Yes, very much. It's been a long time since I've been able to do these interviews, but I'm glad I got you and Jeff on. What I want to know is for our viewers who may not know how many bands you actually played with. What got y'all started in surf music? I saw you guys do Misery on with Slack Tone, and I gotta say that was just so amazing. You guys look like you were having so much fun.
It is fun. I got asked, I hadn't played. I mean, when I came up, I started playing when I was a little kid, like 6 years old. I got my first drum set. So, uh, there was actually a little bit of surf music still on the radio and 63, And so, but I didn't really play surf music. Like coming up, it was more big band jazz and all that stuff. Started playing rock and roll, started playing punk rock, and
Yeah.
now I'm way up into the late '70s, and I'm playing this club in Riverside called the Squeeze quite often because there wasn't a lot of places to play, um, and back then, unless driving to Hollywood. So this guy was booking the place, and he booked my punk rock band to open up for the Knack. And the Knack had just released a single. They didn't even release the record yet, the My Sharona single. And it was John Blair, a guy by the name of John Blair, who became like the messiah of the recovery of surf music, dug it out of the trash and got it up and running again in like 78. And in 79, we started playing and doing a record, and then that came out in 80, and then things kind of took off for the band. I had just joined Lita Ford band in 1980, so right when John was taking off, I ditched and then I started playing with Lita. So and I've always had love for surf music since then. Like John turned me on to a lot of, that he's an historian, so he turned me on to a bunch of deep tracks that I hadn't really heard before. I heard the normal stuff, but he had crazy, crazy tracks I'd never heard before. It was so awesome. And he just talking to the guy, I learned so much. So I kind of fell in love with it through John Blair.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm learning so much talking to people in the surf scene who have been in like there's Dirty Fuse who's playing this weekend at the Endless Winter with you guys, and
I don't know that band. Where are they from?
they're from Europe. But one of the guys who originally played guitar for them ended up in the starting the Ravenettes.
Oh, wow, cool.
If you know them, they're really
Sure.
heavy reverb. Anyways, it's yeah, it's very inspiring to hear everything that I have learned, and so many people willing to embrace, just some goofy guy in in Philadelphia asking questions, and because I just want to talk about music.
Yeah.
So I want to hear you playing music, and I don't know how you play so many. You must play on tour all year round.
Well, it was until the pandemic. I have to be honest, from like probably really got started. I mean, I toured in the '70s, but it wasn't year round. I mean, the money was so tight and we were financing ourselves. We had no label support. But then once I got label support, when then you can tour. You tour in buses and you got a full road crew and there's real gigs and all that junk. And then I just went on from there. Like once you get started, once you get in there, I just jumped from band to band to band. Yeah, I pretty much toured straight from late '70s until the pandemic. That was the first time I had any time off. and my wife Ricky Sticks is a drummer as well, and she tours. And it was the first time we got to like hang and like go, I don't know, what do you want to do, kind of thing, you know what I mean? And wow, what a thrill that was. But it's starting to go pretty good now. I'd say instead of 125 to 150 shows, now I'm doing, since the pandemic, I'm probably doing more like 75 shows,
Okay.
80 shows, somewhere in there, not as much as I normally do. I like to play about 150 shows is my max. So I'm cool with doing less than that. I mean, we live in the mountains now, and I ride motorcycles, and I
Yeah.
like to walk in the forest with my dog and hang out with my wife. So I don't mind not playing as much, but this year I'm booked all the way till into November. So I'll be playing quite a bit. Yeah, and starting with the weekend coming up, man, this Winterland.
Yeah.
Man, what a gig that is that Jeff Hanson, big Tiki dude, he puts these things on during the summer, and they're big blowouts. I've been able to play some of them in the summer, like many of them actually. But I'm gone all summer. The last few years I've been gone all summer, so I don't get to do any of those gigs. So I'm glad we were able to hook it up and come in with Jimmy Dale and Slackdown for the weekend. We're super stoked.
I so wish I could be there. Like I was just talking to Jeff about how much I'm obsessed with Slack Tone right now, and the energy. And Jimmy is such a great person.
Hmm.
Um, you know, it's why I think you guys are so close that, I don't know, it's just different than any other scene that I've experienced.
Oh, the surf scene in general. Yeah, it's this little tiny niche. So yeah, there may be I'd be exaggerating if I said there was 2,000 people that really dig it. But maybe that's true. I don't know. I mean, Slacktones toured Europe a bunch of times, as a lot of bands from Europe come here and vice versa. And there's a lot of festivals around, Mexico, and a lot of Europe festivals and a lot of states festivals, both coasts. West Coast, of course, being more, but East Coast, we've flown out there and played a few times. We've had some pretty good shows out there. Uh, I don't know. I mean, even in Los Angeles area, Southern California, where the shit started, right? I mean, that's where everything started. That's where all the muscle is. And maybe you can get 400 to 600 people out if you really have a stellar show. Like this weekend, I suspect, I if it doesn't sell out, it'll be really crowded, really full. You know what I mean? And usually these things sell out. So I mean, a lot of people wait till the last minute, but if you want to get a seat, you definitely got to buy a ticket, because you'll be standing up in the back. There's nothing wrong with that. I like standing up and moving around. I don't really want to be sitting down, but if you're an old cat, you might want to buy a ticket. And you have all that info, right? I don't even know where to
Yeah,
get to.
yeah.
Okay.
I posted everywhere on Jeff's interview.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, you can search. If you're a surf guy, you can figure it out, or just go stand in line and get in, should fight your way in. I don't know. I mean, I remember going to shows, I have to climb in through the back door. So, I mean, if you have to do that, that's cool too.
Golden Palace, right?
Golden. Yeah. Well, let me see. I call it the PCH Club. That's what I know it as.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's like a hotel, but the PCH Club on PCH in Long Beach. So whatever, I don't really know, but yeah, you'll find it. It's Golden Sales or something like that, I
Golden
think.
Field. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But if you just go, you can find it. You just punch in surf show this weekend, PCH Club. It'll pop up online.
On stellarshows.com.
Stellarshows.com. That's exactly right. So you know more than me about it. I'm just going to play.
So I listened to the Bomboras record, and
Oh,
those guys had wonderful things to say about you. And you're one take wonder.
yeah, I like, and it's not just surf music. I really like to not over listen to the track. I want to hear it, of course, and I'll take some notes if I need to, but I really only want to take one pass at it, because that's when I'm on fire then. I don't know what's going on, and I'm just really leaning into the track, right? And I do that not just with surf music. I really try to track first take. If I got to fix something, then that's cool. I understand, do another take. But I really think there's nothing wrong. Also, I'll have to say there's nothing wrong with dudes that get it so perfect, and it's just perfect, and everything's perfect. And that might take 10 takes to get that. I don't know. But the life that you get in a track when you get it the first take, that's rad, man. That's what I live for. It's like riding a motorcycle on a road you've never been on before. There's nothing like that. That energy, and that you're just about to jump out of your pants. It's just the anxiety level, and the fear, all of that is just so cool. I love I love to play drums like that too. But Bombora's, Jake is a keyboard player in the Sonics, and I knew the Bomboras. I was living in Venice. First time I saw him play is probably early 90s, 91, 92 maybe. I don't know when they started, but they were playing a little record store right on Main, and where the arches are, right off the circle in Venice Beach. And I just walked over there and checked them out. And I thought, damn. So I've kind of been aware of Bomboras since then, since their beginning. Didn't really see them often because they didn't play that much. But yeah, then Jake started playing with Sonics about 6 or 8 years ago. I don't know how long. And I said, he goes, yeah, you want to be in the Bomboras? I go, well, I don't know. How many shows do you do a year? He goes, oh, maybe one or two. I go, I might be able to pull that off, because I can't commit to anything these days. So I did the record. I did one show, and that was it, and now they got other drummers. But I love playing with those guys. They're really, really sweetheart and really music lovers. Everybody in the band is super music lover, and we had a great time.
That's awesome. Great record. I bought it off of Art, and Art
Yeah.
hooked me up with those guys to talk about it, and they were so excited that the chemistry that you guys had, and that just kind of made like the chemistry that you guys were recording that album is like the chemistry all of you guys had when you come together. You have somebody from NorCal coming to SG 101. Then you have, say, Surfer Joe coming from Italy, and then the guys like Jeff from Anaheim. And it's like you guys live right down the street from each other. And that chemistry is it's amazing.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky. I mean, I grew up in Southern California, so I don't know any better. Like, I think, like, I started playing drums in diapers, like banging on pots and pans. I didn't know any better, right? So I didn't move here and then discover that camaraderie and that love for music and love for live music, mostly. And but because I was already here, I just grew up with it. So I'm really fortunate. I didn't realize how lucky I was. You know what I mean? Until later, you go like, "Oh shit, man, this is great." But I know I just saw Surfer Joe day before yesterday at the NAM show. He was here
Yeah.
doing the beer deal at the booth, and hung out with him and John Paul and Peter. And it was cool. They were like hunkered down in the booth and kind of going over one of their songs because they had a gig that night. And so I just kind of mugged them and said, "Hey, there's no rehearsing here at NAM show." And we had a good laugh. We got to hang out for a while. Um, yeah, I mean, I get to see these guys because I'm fortunate enough to travel for a living, so I run into them, here and there, and if not on their turf, on our turf over here.
Yeah, yeah. Who's your number one band that you're looking forward to seeing?
Well, you know what? I am dear friends with the Pyronauts, like dear friends. And me and Paul we had an idea to start a music camp for surf music, and we started it at his family had a camp that had school bands during the summer, and so I said, well, maybe we could get in to that, and we ended up starting this thing, the Sierra Surf Music Camp, and we did it for several years, 8 or 9 years, and it was in the summer, and I'm gone all summer, and I started not being available, and we had to close the door on that. But I became friends with Paul and the Pyronauts when I was playing with Dick Dale. Like it must have been 96 or 97 when we played. We would always play in Sacramento or a place just outside of Sacramento in Orangevale, just a shithole club where they'd have fights every night. And those guys came and they were like young kids, man. They were I don't know how old they were, but they were teenagers. And it was kind of a big deal that they even got to be on the bill, right? They had to kind of be escorted in and out of the building or something, I remember. And they were just so freaking over the top and great and did some covers, but their originals were really, really clever and pretty orchestrated. And oh my gosh, I just fell in love with them. And I've been really good friends with all the cats in that band since that day, since the first day I met him. So I'm really looking forward to Pyronauts. Um, I think, and they're on Sunday night. Saturday, I'm looking forward to seeing the Hillbilly Soul Surfers. I don't get to see them often. Um, and I used to go see them. Wow. That's how I ended up joining Agent Orange. They were playing the Lava Lounge every Monday or Tuesday night, one of those off nights. And I wanted to go see Mike Palm because I heard he was Agent Orange. He had a recording of Tidal Wave, and I heard he was going to put it out. And Slacktone hadn't released ours yet. So this would have been like in 95 or something. So I went down there and I went to meet. I was basically going to slap him around, you know what I mean? So I went up and started talking to Mike, and one thing led to another. I ended up joining the band and going on tour like a week later with them. So much for being a tough guy. But Hillbilly Soul Surfers were attracting all the musicians on the off nights, right? And we were all, it was full of players that would go down there, and Dave was just amazing. Pete Curry was playing drums for him back then. And Pete Curry from Los Straight Jackets and Halibuts and all that. And that's where I really hooked up with all those guys in that little club. I mean, it's probably a 75 capacity, tiny little room. But Hillbilly Soul Surfers, and now they have Hampton Flanagan on drums, who I haven't seen play with Dave. So I'm really really looking forward to that band. So a couple of my friends I'm really looking forward to see, and there's tons of other ones. Nomads are on there, and there's a bunch of really cool bands on there.
Yeah, like the Sonics.
Oh yeah,
Evan.
yeah, yeah. Evan's great. I love Evan, and I got to do a record with that dude. Well, through art, like you're talking about, music, um, music.
Right.
How do you say music?
Music recordings.
We're all sick. Yeah, Evans, man, what an energetic dude. I ended up playing on the Evan Foster instrumental record. And I don't think I ever did a Boss Martians thing. I think I played with him once in Seattle. I don't know if I ever recorded with him. I may have. I don't remember. But I've recorded a few things with Evan over the years. And yeah, he's been in the Sonics. He joined right after Jake did. So the old guys, they get up late 70s, 80s. It's just too much for them, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to be like then. I've seen some of my heroes play late into their 70s. Gene Krupa, Buddy Rich, Louis Belson. I saw them all play later in their careers, and Hal Blaine, like all those cats, And it's a little tough to work a drum set when you get older. So I don't know how long I'm going to play. I'm just playing until I don't like it anymore, and then I won't.
I am envious of anybody who gets to go see the shows. They're this weekend, and you'll be playing with Slacktone. And I'm very excited that you were on the show. You have such a wide variety of history, and not only by playing in the bands, but your knowledge of surf music is inspiring. As it is with everybody in the scene, from big to small to large to small bands. I'm truly humbled that anybody would even talk to me.
You're awesome, man. You're awesome.
So I want to thank you. everybody go to stellarshows.com. The link is in the description. You'll be able to go see Dusty and all the other bands. There's a flyer at Stellar Productions. The link goes right to the ticket page. And go buy the tickets quickly because they're gonna run out. Everybody, let's make this winter thing big. And get everybody involved. And Dusty, thank you so much for your kindness and you know, I owe you a debt of gratitude for making me come to my senses and do things on other people's time.
You're awesome, Ryan. I really appreciate you, dude, and really nice talking with you. And I hope that we continue. I'll catch up with you soon. I'll let you know how the show goes. And I don't know why Jeff didn't buy you a plane ticket out here. I'm gonna get up his ass about that.
No. That is not his responsibility. He
No, but he should. He has to do that.
no. Nobody has to do that.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of kidding, but I'm
Yeah.
not. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for the chat.
Thanks so much, Dusty. Have a great night.
Okay, man. See everybody this weekend. Bye.